All right, we are back, and the elimination rounds here continue. So we're back with the elimination rounds, and right now, all right, looks like I believe that's Victor again, who's going to be who's be here at the TV table. Lucky guy. I guess some guys are going to have all the fun. Yeah, they're going. He's taking on Joe Deguara, and again, these rounds are going to be quite the event here. And of course, we want to thank our sponsors, alphabets.com and also Navigator Q's. And let's not also forget Shelby's Billiard Lounge and Restaurant. Thank you for being a part of this as well. So looks like we are gonna be starting this first rack here. And there's the lovely trophy right there. That's what these players are battling for. There it is, the APC trophy right there. And if it looks familiar, oh, I think you know why it looks familiar, but it's still beautiful to look at. Wow. Well, that's the trophy that the teams are battling for. And we're going to see, starting tomorrow, who will be the last team standing. All right, here we go. So with Victor Piskarev starting off the break. Looks like he's about ready to start. All right, nice break there by Victor. And he gets the ball down, so that's a good start. I think we're going to see something interesting here. And Victor was victorious in his previous match here on the TV table, so he's got some momentum to carry over here if he can use that. As we said, this is basically three racks. It's basically a three-rack showdown. And of course, each rack won is an additional 3 points. And it's worth 3 points, while each rack lost, no points at all. And then at the end of the qualifying rounds, of the elimination rounds, the points gathered by all the players in this round, in these rounds, of course, will be tallied, and the players with the highest points totals will advance to the quarterfinals later today. Let's see here. Nice shot. It's beautiful. And Oscar and Viktor Piskarev showing off that he's got some skills for sure. Joe Deguara, meanwhile, just waiting for his turn. Well, just calling for a little extra time here. I mean, we don't really have a formal shot clock here displayed per se, but the officials do try to keep track of the time for the players. And players can request an extension if they need it. Oh, a little too much there. Might have forced it. He was trying to force some spin, obviously, but well, he was forced trying to put some spin there, but because he hit it just a mite too hard. Oh, they missed that one there. That was definitely thick. Hit that just a bit on the thick side. Well, here is nice shot there. And Victor this time gets that to go. He's got a pretty good spread here, so he's only got 3 balls to worry about before getting to the 8th. Now, what would be the best strategy here? Well, I would think, if this were just me personally, I would probably go. And I'd probably go for the 12th. I'd probably go for the 12th. Then draw it back to get position for the 9. And then, oh, oh man, that was. He had the right plan, I think, but then again, that's not going to go. Well, not happy with that, but Joe Deguara will be more than happy to take advantage. All right, starting off his campaign with that one to the side. And again, for this event, this is just a one-day single. This is a one-day individual players tournament where the players that'll be participating in the team competition starting tomorrow until the 23rd. Well, they're at least having a chance to compete individually here, not for the team anymore, but for themselves. It's a good chance for them to really show what they can do. I mean, they may be amateurs, but their passion for the game still very much there. And right now, Joe Deguara really showing just how passionate he is. Well, he's got just 2 balls to worry about now. He's been doing an efficient job of potting them. And there. All right. I'm looking at this one here. I think going for the top left corner might be the better idea. That way he can at least hold position for the 8 to go to the side. Or even, yeah, there it is. I guess he's going for the corner. Oh, sorry. Is he going for the corner or the side? I went for the side. There it is. Nicely done. Joe Deguara picks up the first rack and shows that he's got some fire running through him right here. Good job there. That gives him already an advantage. He's got the 3 points first. All right, and by the way, of course, you can check it out. One of our guests of honors here today is the one and only magician himself, the legendary Efren Bata Reyes, and he is here. And of course, he's very excited to see the action here. Just observing the players here. Well, Efren Reyes, the magician, or Bata, known locally, showing exactly why he is such a legend of the sport. And of course, a good friend of his and a fellow legend of the sport. There, right there, you see Francisco Django Bustamante. So, 2 of the Philippines' finest pool players, 2 players who are of legendary status. Well, you can see them there. Bustamante to the left and Reyes to the right. And man, just when you thought this day couldn't get any better, it just did. Now, back to the action here, and Joe Deguara is going to switch back as he's going to get to break this time, since in this alternate break format, players each get a chance to break. And Joe Deguara looking for a break, but didn't get the ball there. I mean, he would have wanted to get the ball, but obviously, if you can't knock a ball in, you got to give it back to your opponent. Again, this is 8-ball rules here. So basically, the players are required to call the 8-ball, especially to the target pocket, after making, of course, their set, whether it's the stripes or the solids. So of course, it's one of the more popular variants of pool in the world, especially in bars, especially in pool halls, and of course for among beginners and novices, it's got a lot of popularity on its own. And the fact is, for its simplicity, the one beauty of this discipline is that it's got a lot, and I mean a lot of strategy that can be played here. Oh, nicely played there. Knocked it in, and he's secured the stripes for himself. So you can see 11 ball gone. Now he's trying to figure out which ball to go for. And he's definitely going for the 10 because, as we can see here, he's thinking of that. He's actually having some second thoughts whether to go for it. Okay, he might actually go for, yes, the 13 actually is a tempting proposition here. What he wants to do is knock that in, and he probably will end up making contact with the 8 as long as it doesn't stick to any other balls. That's not a bad thing at all. That won't be a bad thing. All right, so far so good. And Joe Deguara looking on here. He's of course trying to maintain that composure there. And he knows that Victor Piskarev can actually snatch his rack from under him and force and leading to a final rack to decide who actually wins the more points for this match. Let's see here. If one takes a look at this man right here, just gonna take this one on. Nice shot. Ooh, just brushed by the 12, but look at where he ends up. That's a brilliantly executed play, using the natural angle to his advantage. That's exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to get in a position where he could attack more balls and have the options to do that. And right now, with where he's at, he's given himself a great setup here. Well, it's like he's considering the side pocket. That's a possibility. The 12 and the 15 also could also end up there. Just give a slight draw. There you go. Now the question, which one to go for? So he went for the 15. So that leaves the 9 and the 12. And if one takes a look here, he's got to do it easy. Nice. Very nicely done. All right, now this is going to be the interesting shot here. He's going to need to force a little bit of low left there. Okay, decides to go for the long shot. And he's going to be aiming for the top right pocket for this 8. And this to tie it up and lead to one final rack to just decide who goes home with more marbles in their bag. Well played there. Victor Piskarev ties it up. That means just one more rack here left. And that's going to tell us who gets more points to take home. Again, for those who are here right now, man, I can't say it any better. But when you have two legends of Philippine pool, when you have Francisco Bustamante and Efren Reyes sharing the same table there, and of course watching the action here, you can't help but just have fun. There they are. Check it out. Two friends, two legends, just enjoying a cup of coffee and some pool action. Oh, man. I mean, you can tell the atmosphere here is so alive because fans here are starting to come up and want to get a signature Want to get autographs? Want to get photos, selfies? I can't blame them. When you have someone as great as these two, when you have a tandem that excels, that just brings it on like this pair, well, can't have it any better there. I mean, this is why I do this job. Because when you get to meet greats like them, basically it's like you're meeting your idols right there. Nice break there by Victor Piskarev. Nice solid break, and he got a ball down. I think he got a ball down. So now Victor is going to have the option to go for whichever one works for him. This is going to be fun. Let's see, he's going for the 6, so it looks like the solids are in his crosshairs. Nice one. There you go. All right. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for joining us as well. Again, it's a pleasure to have you all joining us for this because you get to see the stars of the Asian Pool Challenge show their stuff, strut their stuff. Man, I was trying to figure out which word to use there. And man, it's just fun to watch. There you go. Nice. I mean, honestly, even if at the amateur ranks, they can show quite amazing shooting here. They can show off some amazing pocketing, some fantastic defensive plays, the ability to excel in the clutch. Yeah, I think he didn't want to end up there. And even Victor's like, really? I ended up there with no balls? With no balls within the line of sight? That's gonna hurt. Victor's just trying to have it late, you know. He said, you know what, we're gonna do the jump. I think he's gonna do the jump for sure. It's gonna be on the 4 because that has a far better chance of going in the way he's going. So he's gonna try and aim for the jump here. All right, it's a foul. Well, that's me when I take a jump shot. Guaranteed foul every time. Anyway, well, let's be honest. Pulling off a jump shot consistently, it takes a lot of practice. And speaking of practice, Victor doesn't need any practice to know what to do when the cameras are on him. There you go, nice. And Joe Deguara, and try and take this one out because this is obviously the toughest one to clear here. Because he wants to go for the balls that have the least number of options to go for. And 10 ball down. And again, for those who are wondering, the balls are, we're using a different set. More like a TV set of balls here. Which is why the 4 is pink in this version instead of the classic purple or violet. And which is why the 12 ball also has a similar coloration with the stripe. All right, Joe Deguara pulling all the stops here. He knows he needs to get something going. That's beautiful. All right. He is just 2 balls away from calling it a win today in this match. And then I think we have like 2 more rounds, if I'm correct, to determine who gets into the quarterfinals. But right now, here's Joe Deguara for the win. Good performance. Well, Victor's just having fun. I don't blame him. Joe Deguara will go home with the extra points, and I'm very sure he would love to. Yeah, I think he's. Yeah, there you go, Joe. I think that might be the best, the highlight of his day. Not just winning, but being able to meet 2 legends of the game, 2 legends of the sport, rather. And even Victor is like, yeah, I want to meet these guys too. Yeah. I think he wants a selfie with the guys. And you know what? I cannot blame him. I mean, if I could, I would. But how do I say it? Well, anyway, we'll be back with our next match coming up. And in the meantime, let's see how many more selfies Efren and Francisco will be getting after this.